Yo, what's going on, everybody? Swagkage here, and welcome to today's video, where we're going to be talking about something that I've been getting a lot of requests for a very long time, and that is how hand seals work. And that's a good question, because while we see a lot of Naruto characters performing hand seals at various points throughout the series for a wide variety of different purposes, it's not really explained how particular hand seals form certain jutsu, or what the purpose of hand seals just as a general concept is. So to answer the biggest question that I get about hand seals, which is, what are they and what purpose do they serve? I mean, I think Kishimoto just put them in the series because they look really cool. But as for their actual tangible in-universe benefits, I'm not sure what those are. Now, Ebisu explains in chapter 90 that the basic purpose that hand seals serve is to control the amount of chakra that somebody expels when they perform a certain jutsu. But he doesn't really go into any more detail than that, and this is a pretty bare bones explanation. It gives the audience an idea of what these hand signs are fundamentally used for, but it doesn't explain how they control chakra, what effects individual hand seals have on chakra, what particular combinations do to the body. I mean, none of it's ever really clarified, but that's not to say that there's no information about hand seals present in the series. Above all else, seals can be viewed as an important fundamental part of performing ninjutsu and genjutsu, but not taijutsu. And while details about them are scarce, the series makes it very clear that a person's ability to weave hand seals is very important. As a matter of fact, the databooks even list this ability as one of a ninja's mini stats, right alongside ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu, intelligence, and stamina. On top of that, pretty much everybody who performs ninjutsu or genjutsu throughout the series is seen using hand seals before they do so. The main reason so much emphasis is placed on somebody's skill with weaving hand seals is likely because of the fast pace and hazardous conditions many shinobi are expected to perform jutsu under. Since Naruto fights are very quick, and it's very easy for somebody to run into a situation where they find that they can't weave hand seals efficiently enough to perform a jutsu that's crucial in solving whatever problem is at hand, the ability to weave these seals not only quickly but also with incredible skill and finesse is very important. To some extent, it can even be a game changer, though this is only in very extreme cases, like how the second Hokage Tobirama Senju managed to condense the 44 seals needed to perform the Water Dragon Bullet technique into just one seal, drastically reducing the amount of time needed to perform the jutsu and giving it a whole lot more utility than it otherwise would have had, or like how people like Haku and Itachi are capable of weaving hand seals with just one hand, which Kakashi notes is a very rare and also very useful skill to have. Ebisu also seems to imply that somebody's skill with weaving hand seals determines how much chakra it costs for them to use a certain jutsu, though this is likely just as heavily influenced by their general chakra control as well. And while the particular effects that certain seals have on a person's chakra are never expanded upon, the series establishes and also seems to hint at a correlation between certain seals and certain kinds of jutsu. For example, the tiger seal is often associated with fire release. Now, let me use this example to segue into an explanation of how these relationships between hand seals and jutsu work. The tiger seal is one of the 12 basic hand seals that a shinobi can perform, with the others being monkey, dragon, rat, bird, snake, ox, dog, horse, boar, ram, and hare. While many of these seals are heavily associated with particular kinds of jutsu, none of them are exclusive to any of the techniques that they are commonly used with. For example, the tiger seal can theoretically be used in an earth release jutsu, though it is most frequently used in fire release jutsu instead. However, there are some seals that are used exclusively to perform certain kinds of jutsu, with the most prominent being the clone seal, the iconic hand seal Naruto forms every time he uses the shadow clone jutsu. The clone seal is also used with many other clone techniques, like the multi-wood clone technique in some instances actually. Other examples include the seals performed by the Yamanaka clan when they use their mind-body techniques, the mirrored ram seal, which is obviously just like ram but backwards. And I don't know if this counts as a seal, but many shinobi clap their hands and interlace their fingers when performing certain jutsu, like when Madara used wood release deep forest emergence for the first time. Now, as much as I would love to name each individual hand seal for all of you guys, I don't think anybody wants to sit through that, and I certainly don't have the patience for it, but I think you get the idea. Now, before I end the video, I do have two final side notes about hand seals, and the first is that it's possible for two people to form one seal by using one hand each, and this can be done with or without the second person's consent. A great example of somebody doing this without the permission of the person they are using the hand of is when Obito iconically used Kakashi's hand to form the hand seals he needed to perform a fire jutsu, though this this was an anime-only scene, and a much better example from the manga can be seen when Anko does the same thing in an attempt to kill both herself and Orochimaru. A good example of two consenting people doing this can be seen when Naruto and Sasuke dispel the infinite Tsukuyomi this way, considering that was the only way for them to do it. Both of them had just had one of their arms blown off. Second note about hand seals before the end of the video is that there are certain jutsu that bypass the need to form them altogether. The most prominent one of these is, of course, the Rasengan and all of its variants, the Rasen Shuriken, Tailed Beast Rasen Shuriken, Planetary Rasengan, so on and so forth. Speaking of the Rasengan, Naruto can also weave hand seals by crossing his fingers, which is pretty crazy too. I guess that counts as a third side note. Oh, well, anyways, like I kind of established at the beginning of the video, there's not much to say about these, so I'm gonna end the video here a little bit early. Sorry about that. I know I do that a lot, but not my fault. Blame the series, not me. Anyways, if you guys have any ideas for future video topics you want me to cover, leave them in the comments below. And if I see any that I like enough, I'll definitely make it a point to get to them in the future. And until my next video, I'll talk to you later. Swagkage out. Bye.